So I guess it's no more news. For those of you who have not heard, there's this news that came up early hours of today from Premium Time newspaper, where actually the people who posted an article, it was in an image, and they claimed that 3 Nigerian presidential jets seized abroad as Ogun State Chinese film battle. 2 of the jets, part of the Nigerian presidential air fleet, were recently put up for sale, while the third, an Airbus 333, was purchased by Nigerian but not yet delivered. The 3 of them were seized in outside the country. 3 of the presidential jets were seized, and you will ask, why was the jet seized? As you go ask now, why would they seize 3 Nigerian international jets outside the country? But the story behind the seizure of the jets said the jets were seized as a result of a debt of $74.5 million owed to a Chinese firm, Zhuchang. That was the reason why these jets were seized abroad. A French court has ordered the seizure of 3 Nigerian presidential jets, including the President Tinubu new jet, preventing them from being moved or sold until the Chinese firm Zhuchang receives the $74.5 million owed by the Ogun State government. This is coming from Premium Time, and yes, it's actually a disturbing issue and a very embarrassing story that a country as big as Nigeria would be owing such amount of money, and yet our presidential jet will be seized. And it's not funny at all. It's really a disheartening story in a country where in one of the biggest African economy. In fact, I'm angry. I don't even know what to say. Let me not go and say the one that will now be very disheartening. Let me just read what H.E. Peter Obi wrote, because yes, he confirmed the story and said if Nigerian government is truly certain that the jet is not seized, that the information is false, they should confirm it. But let me read what he posted on his X page this afternoon. He said, seizure of presidential jet at international embarrassment. The trending international news on the seizure of the 3 jets belonging to Nigeria's presidential fleet is yet another of many embarrassing things exposing our failed leadership and our attitude to the rule of law even. He continued by saying, in a democracy, it has also exposed multiple dimensions to our leadership failure and our insensitivity to the plight of the growing poor classes in our midst. He went on to say the fact that the federal government went ahead with the jet deal despite the Confucius cry against the purchase of presidential jet at the time when the people are going through a horrifying economy hardship shows the insensitivity of this administration. He added to it the embarrassing aspect of our country presidential jet being held for contractual breaches arising from yet another dimension of inadequate leadership tidiness. I have been loud in my demand over time that the government at all levels should be accountable to the people, meaning that they must be very transparent in all their dealings until a court in France prohibits Nigeria from moving or selling these 3 jets. Nigerians have no iota of information about both the buying and the selling of these aircraft. It has been done in secrecy. Federal government property should belong to the people. It's being managed as a personal family asset, paying as much as $100 million for a presidential jet for a country that is the poverty capital of the world and has more out of school children. With over 40% of food inflation is the height of concern for the people. Feeling this incident has also opened up an aspect of indiscipline that is copiously embedded in our country, which is the abuse and disrespect for our rule of law. Here is a question begging for answer. To what extent did the Ogun State follow the agreement with the Chinese firm after the UK court ruling that prohibited some of Nigerian building in Liverpool? What did both Ogun State and federal government do before the French court action? I would like to therefore challenge the federal government to come clean and transparent on this matter and tell Nigerians how we got to this latest international mess. This one, this one is, it's not just, I really don't know what to say, but the truth remains that in a country where after protest, I said it yesterday in one of my videos, in a country where after protest, the people protested that the economy is hard, the situation of the country is terrible for them, and just after the protest, everything added about 5% increase. Fuel, food, or even every single facility added 5% interest increase. That's to tell you that our leaders don't really care. And when they talked about buying this presidential jet, for me, I feel like every information we hear on the news nowadays is just like letting the public know that this thing, we want to do it too. We just want to tell people that we want to do this thing. Whether you like it or not, it's none of our business. All we know is that we have decided that we will do it, and we will do it. Because if that is not what is happening in this country, I don't know, I cannot see a reason why this whole presidential jet issue, I remember when it came out, a lot of meaningful Nigerians came out online and said the presidential jet was not necessary, including Peter Obi. He said this jet issue is not necessary at the moment, but they went back in secret and acquired it. Now, for a debt of up to $74.5 million, and even an international court now giving an order that our own presidential jet, including the recently bought one, should be seized, then you should know that it is no more a quick story or a today story. It's something that has been happening before. Well, I really don't have anything to say much, because trust me, like I said, this country will continue to lament over all the issues that are happening here until we find a permanent solution. So in the comment section, I would like you guys to share your thoughts, what you think about this whole issue, because trust me, this is more than a big blow to us as African giants, as one of the highest country in Africa with the highest GDP per capita. It's very, very disheartening. In the comment section, I'd like to hear you guys' thoughts, guys.